Come on, baby. Let's sesh.
Is it good?
Woo! Good morning, Roll Gang, and welcome on inside to a very fresh episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake. I am your host, Processor Sky, with my beautiful partner, Rachel.
Good morning, Sam.
How you doing this morning?
Good. Excited to be here.
Yeah, I really just dying to have a sesh with you and update all the Roll Gangsters on all the latest and greatest in cannabis industry news. And luckily enough, it's Canna News Thursday.
What are the chances?
What are the chances? So really fucking excited. Got 3 awesome news stories from the cannabis industry. How about this thing? It is fired up, isn't it? The poppin' industry just booming everywhere. And it's pretty awesome to be a part of it. Just chilling out here in Las Vegas, Nevada, trapping the weeds, and
yeah, you are.
Weekday Wake and Bacon every weekday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific.
Mm-hmm.
So we are about to dive into what's Canna News Thursday, Rachel?
Canna News Thursday is when we share the latest cannabis news from all over the country, really. Sometimes around the world, but we mainly are just getting the news from what's happening in the country. And we sit, we talk about it, we share it, and yeah, just get the word
All
out
while
there.
blazing up a nice little joint. We've got, what do we got here this morning in the smoke? Oh, that funky Oreos I love to be smoking on. I'm really fucking excited to smoke a joint of Oreos and get into the latest and greatest in cannabis industry news with the Roll Gangsters. But let's get this show going officially. Welcome on in to another episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake, where we go live and sesh with you guys every weekday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific, because after all, we are blessed to have a woke, so we are blessed to have a smoke together. And each episode is proudly brought to you by
Amsterdam University, the first ever cannabis college where you can gain your cannabis knowledge.
What type of courses? What type of ways do they have?
They have bud-tending courses, which is the one that I took and I really enjoyed. They have one that's more business side of everything.
Cannabis
they
business.
Have more grower stuff, like a grower's
cannabis
course.
Horticulture. Damn straight, you name it, you can learn it about this amazing plant at Amsterdam University, the first ever cannabis college to boost your cannabis knowledge.
Use promo code Rolling Spoon for 10% off your tuition. And then, speaking of Rolling Spoon, that is the second sponsor of the show. The handy dandy cannabis multi-tool helps you seal the deal and roll a dime every time, as well as a lot of your other cannabis consumption needs. It is great for helping out.
Great for helping out. I'm about to use my handy dandy Rolling Spoon cannabis multi-tool here to fill up this joint paper full of ground herbs. I got the herb in the grinder, now to the spoon, now to the paper. You know, a nice way to distribute your canny bee from your grinder to your paper or your bowl piece. Shout out Canny Bee, right?
Yeah.
Shout out Canny Bee, the original name from Rachel back in the day. But I am really fucking stoked to sesh with you guys, the Roll Gangsters, my beautiful co-host, and get on into today's show. We've got a jam-packed episode of cannabis news stories from across the country today. We have 3 of them. And yeah, I'm really fucking excited to get on into them. Do you want to read off the first news story and talk about it?
Sure.
Fuck
so the
yeah.
first story is a newly founded adult use legislation in Michigan means booming sales with $250 million in March alone.
What? Wait, so 250 million this year?
Sales in March alone.
Woo!
That's
250 mil in cannabis sales in 1 month?
That is $250 million.
In 1 month. In one state.
That's pretty crazy.
Holy shit. Cannabis is a lot of fun. It's a great plant. It's super interesting. It's super helpful and medicinal. But the number one thing it might be is profitable. Like, I honestly, it's a lot of fun. It's very medicinal. It helps a lot of people. And there's a lot of things that you can call cannabis. But I think there is nothing more prominent than profitable. $250 million in a month. That's almost $10 million a day.
And it's not like Michigan is this huge, big, booming state, you know?
Yeah.
It is, I mean, don't get me wrong, it definitely
Like, shout out Detroit. They
Yeah.
at least have an NFL team.
Yeah.
But that's not like a massive, it's not California or
Exactly.
Texas.
Or Florida, where a lot
Fact.
of people go, you know, it's up at the very top of the state, Michigan, so.
Very
I mean,
top.
not the state, the country.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, very
I'm
top of the
waking up.
country.
I am waking up, okay?
Yeah, fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
pretty crazy. $250 million is a huge deal, especially in 1 month.
That's fucking wild, isn't it?
It's hard for me to fully wrap my head around that number and how it was just a month of...
1 month of sales.
It just goes to show how many people truly love cannabis, I think, and
Yeah.
it's...
How many people are spending so much on it.
And that's, their hard-earned money, they're going and spending it on that so they can decompress from all the hard work they did to get that money.
It's the best way to recover. Work, hustle, buy weed, hustle, buy weed.
But you get to
Throw
relax
in
for a
some
second.
weed.
You have to throw in the relaxing part from...
And the
consuming.
munchies.
Yeah.
Right?
Expensive.
Smoke, eat, sleep, work, repeat.
I saw this one video of this guy, and he's like, I feel like such a little bitch when I get the munchies. He's like, why can't I fight? It's like this big buff, like working out type of guy. He's like, he's like, whenever I smoke, I get the effing munchies. And he's like, I just feel like a little bitch.
Little bitch, because I can't fight the munchies.
Yeah, but...
Fuck, I'm just so hungry.
Yeah. I can't fight it either, though.
No, they're really good.
Yeah.
The munchies are always a great time. But honestly, shout out to Michigan, the homies out in Detroit, everybody tuning in out in the MI. Honestly, that's fucking massive. $250 million in one state in 1 month. What's the next piece of cannabis industry news?
Next piece is...
Or do we have a dank comment? We got Garretus tuning into the show. Views on this, please. Cannabis is supernatural power. And the NBA is going to legalize cannabis. And it'll bring basketball game to the next level. Absolutely love that. Yeah. They're legalizing cannabis for the NBA. It's only a matter of time until there's a bunch of stoners balling around the hoop. But yeah, shout out Garretus. Awesome comment. We didn't add the NBA story, so really appreciate that tapping in.
Would they be allowed to consume whenever they want, like right before a game? And
bong rips before the game. Yeah. Wouldn't that be fucking crazy? I don't know. Who knows? Kyrie gonna take a rip and fucking
But see, then I just feel like the people that don't smoke will come after the ones that do smoke, especially if they're like doing really well, you know.
I think if they're doing really well, you gotta go try it. You gotta see. You know?
No, I agree, but I'm just saying for the people who would
be like on the stand against it.
Yeah.
I feel you. But like if it becomes that obvious that cannabis is that performance enhancing, gotta jump on the bandwagon. Or you're just missing out, you know? Unless the NBA is like, holy shit, the people consuming cannabis are better, we have to make it a performance enhancer. And they make it illegal because it's too good for you. You know? Mm-hmm. Kind of like steroids. They help you perform better. I think cannabis helps you perform better too. So, I don't know. That's a really interesting subject. Really appreciate the homie Gerardus for tapping that in. But what's the next piece of industry news we got here?
Texas House of Representatives passed a bill to allow medical cannabis to act as an alternative to opioids. I think that's huge because, like, when people get hooked on opioids and stuff, it's just a complete downhill spiral most of the times. And if there's something that they can help to relieve that pain and not get hooked on opioids for the rest of their life, it's great for the person, not great for necessarily big pharma because they're losing sales of their opioids. But still, like, that's huge for the cannabis industry and huge for just physical health for patients. And
because this is a crisis that's been going on for too long.
Yeah.
Like, people are getting hurt. Like, it's never going to stop. People get hurt. And then doctors, medical health officials prescribe opioids. You know, it's caused this ruthless, addictive cycle that needs to stop. And education is finally arising that cannabis is a fabulous alternative to such an addictive medicine, the opioids. So, shout out Texas, of all places, the home of Dallas, Austin, and honestly, Houston, all the biggest cities in the country. Like, if Texas can make a move, the country's going to make a move. I really feel that. As soon as Texas starts passing legislation, the country is going to go all in too. Because it's fucking Texas.
Texas is very influential.
Agreed.
And I don't necessarily understand why. I mean, I get, like, everything's bigger in Texas, whatever, and it is a big state with lots of people, but I feel like a lot of the core values of Texas don't line up with core values in more
I agree.
like up and coming type of places, you know?
I agree.
So I feel like that's a big reason why Texas has been holding back and stuff.
Yeah, they're a little bit stuck. You know, it is what it is. But honestly, it's very shocking to see them start with the cannabis legislation, but I absolutely love it for them. And if it can, I think this is a great opportunity for cannabis to prove itself as a valuable medicine. Replace opioids, Texas is going to be like, oh shit, it's actually good for you. And then maybe they'll go, all right, let's send it. Let's see what happens. Let's try legislation. So, medical cannabis going to be the first to drop in Texas. And hopefully you think maybe adult use could be soon to follow?
Yeah.
I hope so. I certainly hope so.
I hope so. But who knows?
Who knows? But anyways, one more news story. Shout out the Rolling Spoon Cannabis Multi-Tool and Oaksterdam University, the first ever cannabis multi-tool, and where we gained our primetime cannabis education. The first ever cannabis college to boost your cannabis knowledge, Oaksterdam University. Is there a promo code or something? Can we save them money?
Use promo code Rolling Spoon for 10% off your tuition.
Rolling Spoon, no spaces, your 10% off tuition, your Rolling Spoon scholarship at the first ever cannabis college, Oaksterdam University. All right, what's the last piece of cannabis news here?
The last one, we are stepping outside of the United States. And
Love it.
It is that German health officials unveil new legislation plan after studying the Cali market. Nationwide legislation is on the way.
Let's go!
Yeah.
Germany.
That's crazy.
So German health officials came through California, right? They were going from dispensary and grow to dispensary and grow. These German guys, like really stout German health officials, studying the cannabis industry, wrote their own shit, and they're gonna emulate Cali's market in their nationwide legislation. How fucking dope is that? Germany is beating the United States in cannabis legislation.
Well, I don't know why it doesn't surprise me that much.
Man, Germany.
America's just gotta
stick up his ass.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah. So
literally.
that's really cool. I mean, that just must show that they're doing at least something right. You know, if another country can come over and see what they're doing and be like, yeah, good idea for us. Thanks so much. See ya.
Yo, Cali's been fucking, it's almost 20 years. You know, Cali's got the, like, crusty veteran market. And Germany probably just took a lot of that, copied it, and then a little tweak here and there. Fabulous idea from the German health officials, emulating the California Cali weeds market in their new nationwide legislation. But really love all the Roll Gangsters tuning in, all the streaming platforms. You guys are all the shit. Every weekday morning, 10 a.m. Pacific, you know where to find us on the Rolling Spoon channels. You want to give any shout-outs, the chat champ of the show or the love of the show, anything like that? We got C-Row tuning in. Texas is stubborn. That is an absolute fact. Yeah, shout out the homie C-Row. Great to see you this morning. And Garretus with the love of the show. That NBA story is super important. Need to touch on that next Stony Sporting News episode. Yeah. But then Cali 420 love, the absolute OGs. Everybody tuning in on all the other streaming platforms as well. Absolutely love you guys. And
yeah, thank you for tuning in. And we'll see you tomorrow
for
Friday episode of the show.
What's that? Do you remember what it is? The new Friday? New format?
Just wait and see.
Just wait and see? No, we gotta prime it up. We gotta get the homies all pumped.
I normally like to do the wait and see thing.
You like to build suspense?
Yeah.
We got pop culture news. On tomorrow's show, we are going to dive into some of Rachel's favorite stories from pop culture and smoke some pot while we're doing it. And we're going to call it Pop Culture News because that's what the fuck we're doing on Fuck Yeah Friday nowadays. So tune in, Rolling Spoon channels, 10 a.m. Pacific, with Rachel and Processor Sky.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow.
Mwah! Love y'all. Roll. See ya tomorrow.
That thing